Come on now. Y'all already know what this is. First things first. God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And you know what it is, man. This is another edition of Nighttime. You know what it is, man. You know we gotta talk about the AEW Dynamite. But first things first, gotta shout out to gotta shout out. Gotta give a shout out to my man Zach, man. Okay, giving us a great old national day. Hey, National Cookie Day. Mind you, I'm glad you said that because I'm going to definitely be ordering myself some insomnia cookies. So yeah, appreciate you letting us know about the national holidays, Zach. As always, gotta love that from my man Zach. But honestly, let's go ahead and talk about the AEW, man. It was insane. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's talk about that AEW Dynamite. I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, okay, look. You want to talk about aura. You want to talk about storyline. You want to talk about how good is this getting? Okay, we talk about AEW Dynamite, man. Honestly, I mean, I'm really talking about it. There's honestly just one thing that it really gives me. Y'all know what it is. The Rock Chills. Like, come on, man. I mean, honestly, everything about this show, Dynamite, AEW, man, look, they have been killing it this whole year. Okay. Look, man, just everything as a whole that they're doing right now, I'm loving it. But let's start it off, man, because I ain't even gonna cap. Okay, I ain't even gonna cap. They started this off. First of all, let's go ahead. Let's get right into it, man. They started this off, first of all, with Samoa Joe. Okay, and my man Eddie Kingston, man. Now, this was great. I loved everything about this. First of all, Samoa Joe saying how he's never wanted to get the big one, how he was always just coming up short. Matter of fact, he said you close to being second and third at this point. I said, man, come on, man. Stop doing that, man. You ain't gotta do my man Eddie Kingston like that. I mean, so he literally is telling this man, pretty much like you're good enough to be second to just everything else. I mean, Eddie Chance was going crazy. I mean, to the point where I love what they doing for my man Eddie Kingston, man. But Eddie, man, was telling Samoa Joe, look, you're not the same man that I know. You're not the same man that used to run through the locker room. You're not the same man. This isn't the same one that I know. This isn't the same Joe that I know. But that Joe I want to see, okay, at Worlds. And I said, man, come on, Eddie, come on, come on. But then it came to the point where we flash forward, all right, and then Hook and the Ops, okay, they're sitting out here sending a message, okay, sending a message to Eddie Kingston, okay. By the way, Eddie Kingston was even just saying before that, just how everything, how Samoa Joe influenced Hook, how that's not the Hook that he knows, okay. I said, man, Eddie, come on, but man, look, Hook and Powerhouse. First of all, Powerhouse House saying, literally telling Adam Hangman Page, they was telling Eddie Kingston that the job's not done, that they got some more work to do, and that when they face the Dark Order later on, that they're really gonna show what time it is. I said, man, y'all are insane for this. Y'all are insane. Okay. Then we flash forward, man. Okay, to the first of all, we're getting into the Continental Classic. We are getting into the Continental Classic. All right, first of all these matchups, top tier. Okay, every single match has been top tier. Okay, let's really talk about this. Okay, first of all, you starting it off with Okada. Come on. First of all, let's just get into this. I'm just gonna say this right now. The Death Riders, I think honestly, right now, they probably have the best theme going right now. Besides the Hurt Syndicate, because y'all know we hurt people. I love that. Ain't nothing passing that. But when I'm saying how they do how it starts off, and then it's just a whole, exactly whose it is. depending on who's interested, man, I love it. I love it. I love just the creativity, what they're doing with it, man. They're killing it right now. Okay, but honestly, look, we're talking about Okada, somebody that went that has done it all in New Japan Pro Wrestling and has been killing it in AEW. Okay, man, that actually beat Kenny Omega. Okay, but man, look, I love how this went. Okada, okay, getting the roll up pin on back to the point. Well, this man Okada actually started laughing. I said, man, you are crazy for this. Then we'll flash forward to that man, Mark Briscoe, man. Look, he was actually talking look, Mark was talking that talk. Okay. Look, Mark doing his thing right now. Okay. I'm not even gonna lie. The way how Mark Briscoe's been even before he actually got the actual title, I've been thinking Mark's been killing it. But he was really calling out that man Daniel Garcia. And he issued the challenge, okay, to Daniel Garcia for winter is coming. I said, man, Mark, you on something. You on something else, man. Look, he said he already had let us know. Okay, they've already fought on two other occasions. Okay, and they both 1-1. Mark Briscoe saying, let's even the odds. Let's do it, and let's do it for the title. I said, Mark, man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I respect a lot of the stuff what Mark's been doing. Okay, look, I ain't gonna cap Mark Briscoe right now. Him with the whole conglomeration. Yeah, man. Look, Mark, I'm proud of you, man. Look, it really shows how much of just of a real wrestler, pro wrestler, how much of the mentality, the mind. Okay, we talking about someone with Mark Briscoe, man, that was a tag team champion, multiple tag team champion, okay, we're talking about Mark Briscoe, what this man's doing right now. Okay, the story that was told when this man won the TNT championship. You can't tell me there wasn't a story with that. Okay, he had all the odds against him, even okay, going up against Kyle Fletcher and the Don Callis family. What was going on with him at Full Gear? They had a banger of a match. Mark Briscoe is killing. By the way, how he was just still. I mean, they couldn't get my man Mark no towel at the press conference. I mean, my man was just leaking blood. I said, man, got him a napkin. I said, a napkin? We gonna get a napkin. we gonna get Mark a napkin. But what we really need to do is go ahead and on the damn towel. On the damn towel. The damn town. Say the damn town. Yeah, yeah. I mean, my man was leaking, gushed. But man, look. But I'm loving the work that Mark Briscoe is doing, man. He is really like just taking this to the next level. Okay, and then honestly, we want to talk about somebody's take to the next level. I gotta talk about my man Ricochet. Okay, look, I ain't gonna lie. Look, me doing that alone as a New Yorker. I know that might sound a little crazy. Look, I'm a huge fan of Jadakiss. Okay, so when I heard it, I thought of that. But he said that's from a family member. That's what Ricochet said. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. But I'm loving the work that Ricochet is doing, man. Look, honestly, okay, look at this man. Come on. He's killing it right now. Look at Bishop Khan. Look at Toa. This is great stuff right here. Okay, look, he came, all right, and was just talking his stuff too. He said everybody's been hitting him up. He even having to put his whole phone on Do Not Disturb. I said, Ricochet, okay, first of all, I get it. Okay, they might be, but that just might be Samantha. Okay, she might be in you. You know she loves you. All right, there might be the kids that say that was their promotion. You better stop it now. Don't come on, bro. No, they probably are. Though. They ain't gonna cap because Ricochet's been on fire ever since he's been in AEW. The work he was doing with the Hurt Syndicate before Bishop Khan and Toa came around. By the way, I knew about Bishop Khan from watching Ashe Wrestling. Shout out to Ashe Wrestling. Y'all been killing it as well. But yeah, man, I love the work that they're doing with them right now. I'm really loving it, man. Everything that Ricochet is doing, The work he's doing with the demand. Oh man, come on. Okay. But look, I'm loving what he's doing right now. He's talking that talk. This man, look, come on. He's talking about he's about to go to the my man. He said he's about to have his first time title defense against former ROH world champion Dalton Castle. So honestly, I can't wait to see what happens with that. But like what he said, when you're in demand, you can make demands. And when you don't follow demands, you get put down. I said, hmm, hmm, Birdman hands. Okay? Get the vino. Pause. You know, Birdman used to be you know, Mace, yeah, basically. Hey, look, this was good, man. I'm telling you, Ricochet is on fire right now. I'm loving the work he's doing with this, man. I ain't mad about this. But let's flash forward to something that I think is really interesting that's going to be happening at Collision this Saturday. Okay. The conglomeration. I was just talking about them just now. Okay. The conglomeration now. Orange Cassidy is supposed to be facing that man, Roger Strong, the man, okay, that we know with the strongest elbows and the strongest knees. Okay. I've been saying this. Y'all better stop playing with that man, Roger Strong. But man, look, I love, first of all, Renee. I love the work she's doing backstage, man. I love all the work she does. And matter of fact, it was so funny how Renee, and I know it's a little off topic. Funny, every time Renee's out there, she talk about Jon Moxley. That's the woman that supports some man. She always gonna say, "Well, what about Jon Moxley?" We're like, "Come on, Renee. Now we know why you want to support John, but that's okay. I get it. That's your husband. I get it, and you gotta love the support." But what I love about this man, look, I love this. Okay, Mark saying, okay, even though they started with the whole Continental Classic, the conglomeration didn't really get the best start, but they're gonna do the best that they can. And honestly, they said they're still gonna be the conglomeration, they're still gonna be strong. Roger's strong, but see, Roger wasn't for that. Okay, he said, "Look, Orange, I'm gonna whoop your ass." That's what he said. He said, "I'm gonna win this." He said, "I'm gonna win this match. I'm gonna win the Continental Classic, and I'm gonna bring gold." I said, "That's the Roddy I know." I said, "You know what? I wonder what Marina been cooking lately." Okay, because hey, look, the way Roddy been talking, but Roger Stone, he don't want to be a part of the conglomeration, and I'm like, "Come on, man, we know you in it. Come on, Kyle's in it. If Kyle's in it, you gotta be in it, Roddy. Come on, just join the conglomeration. We want to see you in it. Come on, come on." But then we flash forward, man, and I'd be lying if I didn't say this was not a banger of a match. Man, Kyle Fletcher going up against the long lost cousin. Okay. My man, Kevin Knight, man, this was a banger. Okay. Honestly, and this was for the Continental Classic. So, of course, Kevin Knight getting the dub on his last match with already having three, and Kyle Fletcher already having three as well. But then with Kyle Fletcher beating Kevin Knight, this does put Kyle Fletcher up by six in the Continental Classic. Now, honestly, what was crazy about this, and y'all know how I feel about Don Callis. Man, look, Don Callis, you want to talk about a menace. You want to talk about a menace. This man gets up from commentary. Okay, I said, man, Don, you insane for this. Gets up from commentary, grabs the mic, and immediately starts talking. Goes to commercial. Come on. And we back to Don Callis. Don Callis now saying he had a message for the Bucks. He said, "Bucks, I didn't have a problem when you did everything else. I would have forgave you killed somebody. I'd have forgave you beat somebody up, whatever." He said, "But the most unforgiven rule is joining Kenny Omega." I said, "Man, come on. If that's not petty." But I love Don Callis, man. Look, I love the Don Callis family. I love what they're doing. Honestly, the factions that are going on in AEW right now. Come on. We're talking about the Death Riders, the Don Callis family doing work right now. Now, I don't want the Don Callis family to break up. Not right now. They don't have to. Neither for the Death Riders as well. But I could see them possibly maybe breaking up uh sometime at least maybe around All In. That's what I think. Maybe again. What do I know? I'm not there, but either way, I know it probably the perfect time. So hey, but we still on night time. So let's go ahead and get right back into it. So this man Don Callis telling the Young Bucks off rip, okay, look, I got your money. Come out like some real men and get your money. I said, first of all, Don, now, now how you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? How you gonna say that, Don? And you literally got at least four of y'all out there. You gonna say come out there like some man. But look, the Bucks do what they gonna do, and they just did nothing but a super kick party. Because what they did, boy, man, look, them boys came out, clean house, okay, to the point where they got their money back. Okay, look how they hit that BTE on that man Kyle Fletcher. Come on, man. Hit that BTE on Kyle Fletcher, clean house on some of the Don Callis family, okay, to the point to where now they done got the money. And look, I ain't gonna lie. If I see Matt or Nick Jackson with some money, especially a bag of money, I definitely get worried. I ain't gonna, they ain't the best with handling money right now. That's kind of been their problem right now. Now look, I'm no financial advisor, but when it comes to seeing money with Nick, especially Nick, you know that man will gamble it. Look, if you give that man an option to go on Prize Picks or Underdog, you know he about to make a bet anytime. He's gonna put that parlay in regardless. I mean, he about it. I mean, hey, but it looks like if you got Kenny Omega with you, maybe you might not be gambling as much. You know, it changes when you got the right kind of people with you. So you know, hey, I ain't gonna cap about that. But even going further into this, man, look, they start to clear house. At this point now, the Don Callis family, of course, you know how that goes. They got more of them than there is of the Bucks. Get the upper hand. You know, they start to beat the hell out of all. But Jurassic Express comes out. They come out. Try to even the odds. Okada, you know, come on, man. Getting the low blow on Luchasaurus. I said, my goodness. And then what was crazy? They start to get the upper hand on the Bucks, man. And then you know who it is, that man, Kenny Omega. Come on. Oh, come on, man. Kenny Omega going crazy. Clean house. All right. Even the odds. I said, man, Kenny, you killing this, man. It's a great thing to see that man, Kenny Omega, man, back in the ring. You know, having a whole, I don't want to say tuberculosis. Look, if Heartbreak Prince was here, he would know what it was. But y'all know, it's something that he had going on with his summer. I never can remember the action for some reason. But yeah, man. I mean, but to see Kenny Omega back in the ring, hitting that Snapdragon suplex on Okada, I said, man, just, just greatness. Just greatness. But let's go ahead and talk about the next segment because I ain't even gonna cap. This had a little bit of babes and a little bit of wrath. The babes of wrath, man. Look, I love the promo that they cut. I'm not even gonna lie, man. They really talked that talk. They kind of broke down their story, man. You know, really thinking about it. Like Harley Cameron's second match was with Willow. Crazy. Harley said, "Yeah, you beat the hell out of me." I said, "Damn, I do remember that match." And they broke it down and they showed how much they've grown together. I mean, come on. These women have been in blood and guts together, tag together. Same damn group now, the conglomeration. Harley is now a part of the conglomeration. The Babes of Wrath, that's them. Man, I love everything about this. And honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get a little bit further onto the show. But when I talk about that tag team match that happened with Tony Storm and Mina going up against Marina Shafir and Megan Bain, I'm going to tell you who my pick is. And it's them Babes of Wrath, man. I think they got it. I think these women are going to be the ones to take it all the way. Pause. But I think they're going to get that title. I think they're going to be the first ones. I think they really are, man. When I look at Willow, Willow's got the entertainment. She's got it when it comes into the ring. Of course, Long Island's on, so you know I'm going to be pushing for it. Love to see it. But also, and I've been saying this, Harley Cameron. That woman is hella talented. Man, she is entertaining this whole year. You got to think about Harley Cameron has been killing it, man. Look, with Puppet Monet, come on. Hey, look, Me and my man, shout out to my man 13 Thoughts on TikTok. We talk about it all the time, man. Puppet Monet, I love seeing it. We still count her as an extra person in the blood and guts match. You know, they say it was, 5-on-5, but it was 5-on-6. Puppet Monet made a debut in the blood and guts match, man. But yeah, man, Harley, Cameron, and Willow, I definitely 100%. 100%. They've got it. I think they're going to definitely be taking those titles. But we're going to see, man. But let's go ahead and get into this next segment, man. Look, with this tag team match, and let's go ahead and talk about it now. Because honestly, boy, look what's going on here. I had to take a breath for a second. Look at this. First of all, Marina Shafir with a frying pan. Frying pan. Come on. This was crazy. She had a whole frying pan, man. Look, hitting me with, I mean, look at this, man. They're going crazy right now. They're going berserk. But what I loved about it, Santa. Santa came out. We said, well, who the hell is this Santa? I said, okay, what's going on? I mean, anytime if I seen Santa, I used to immediately think it was Mick Foley. But Santa trying to give something to Marina Shafir. Marina's trying to find out what the hell's in this. Open up the box. Middle finger. Here's a reveal. That man Luther. Literally, great distraction. Tony getting a suplex on Marina Shafir. Love to see it, to the point where Luther actually gave her the shoe, and she'll tell you to watch for the shoe. And honestly, it was Tony Storm and Mina beating Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. Man, look, I'm excited for this. I'm excited. I thought, honestly, the people that we thought were going to be winning this match, like the tag teams, weren't the ones, but the stories were all there. They were all connected. And even after the fact, you know what I love to see? Because I'm going to talk about this right in a second. Even after the whole blood and guts match, even after the tag team tournament, there are still the storylines that they have that are continuing on in the women's division. And I love to see this, and I'm going to talk about this in a second. But what I love to see so far, it's like now the two teams that we thought, because honestly, when we seen some of the bracket, when we seen the bracket, how that was set up, bro, come on. You had Mercedes and Athena in the first round losing. That was like, whoa. But they lost to Willow Nightingale and good old the Rage Harley Cameron. I loved it. But it was a great match, and they won clean. It was a great match. And then even like we're looking at Tony Storm and Mina. I mean, the people they went through, the Sisters of Sin, went through them. I said, man, then even Megan Bayne and Marina, like we was like, nah, I don't know. But they, I mean, come on. And then in a death match, come on. You can't tell me these women didn't kill it again. I'm gonna tell you right now, that match was better than War Games. I'm dead serious. That match was crazy. Like when I'm looking at that match was entertaining. That match was fun. Match had story, callbacks. I said, man, this dope. Can't be mad about this. This was great stuff. So let's go into the next segment that happened. Look, man, come on. The death trap, man. Look, I love this. I love this. The Sisters of Sin, Tekla. Look at, they look like a unit. This is a unit. Look at this faction. I'm gonna tell you right now, this faction ain't going nowhere. Look at this. Come on. I love this. It's sinister. It's dark. That's what they want. That's what they do. Okay. I'm not all for this. But it's different. It's creative. I like it. and they got a chance to expand this. I love what they're doing with this, man. Look, they're talking about Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander right here. And I love how they're doing this. Man, look, Chris Statlander said to the sisters, said, look, it could be whatever, whenever, what date, what state, whenever. I said, come on, come on. You ain't gotta be hitting with them balls like that. Now, you can go ahead and chill, but you ain't gotta do all that. But I love what she did with it, man. I love what she did. And then Jamie was telling Chris Statlander, look, after this is done, you know what I'm here for. Here for that title. I said, now Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander. Possibility. But Tekla is also another one that's looking to get that title. So, look, I mean, this again, the story is there. Why? All of these women were in blood and guts. And also, besides Tekla, all of these women were in that tournament. And you see how the story is still going. Again, even with Chris Statlander being in blood and guts, all the stories she had in there with Mercedes Moné. There were so many stories, but y'all be saying that it's not there. Well, like I said before, and I've said it before, I haven't said it on this show, but this is a show that will always get this slogan from now on and forevermore. Because when we talk about aura, when we talk about storyline, when we talk about how good is this getting, yes, it gets better every time. Honestly, the story keeps going, and I'm having fun watching it. That's the beauty of this. I'm having fun. I can enjoy this. I'm gonna tell you this. You'll never see me having a moment. You never see me feeling like this when I'm watching AEW. I'll never feel like this.
Just 1 minute. Oh,
You gotta be kidding
I never
me.
thought.
Never, ever, ever. Because y'all know how I always feel. When I'm watching this, y'all know what I get. Rock kills. Let's get into this next segment, man, because now we're really about to talk about some storyline. And now we're about to take this a little bit to the 2020, 2021 storyline, because we want to talk about something from back then. We're going to talk about with the dark era, with the dark order. Okay. Look, they have a trios match going up against the Ops. So you see my man John, so you see Evil Uno. Man, look, I love this. I love this. Okay. See them, they're walking. They're telling to the people that it's finally their time. It's the Dark Order's time. I say, you know what? You're right, Evil Uno. It is. But then that man Adam Hangman Page, low key, I don't even think he was actually paying attention. It was just more of, yo, I'm just walking. This is what I gotta do. Man, look, they told Adam Hangman Page, don't you mess this up for us. They said, man, don't you ruin this, don't you mess this up. I said, man, come on, you ain't got to do my mans like this. Y'all don't gotta do my mans like this at all, man. And honestly, man, said this is messed up. Because then to the point, he said, look, I'm not gonna interfere, I'm not gonna get in your way. You don't have to worry about it. I'm going to be going. And I'll wait until after the match is over, and I'll promise you that. I said, man, Adam, you a good one, man. You a good one for this one. Cause I just, it was crazy. Okay. Then we flash forward to the ultimate money. Money. Look, I ain't gonna lie, Mercedes, you're killing it. You're killing it. There's a reason why Shorty is #1 on the PWI. Okay, the best women's wrestler on on the list. The list. She's on it. #1. Renee said, well, how do you feel about, everything going on with the loss. We haven't seen since. She said, "Girl, please stop it with that." But she also talked about Red Velvet. Red Velvet, I thought this was good, man. She wanted that rematch. She said that, she never sees Mercedes uh on on ROH. And honestly, Mercedes said she'll be there. She said she'll be there and watch on Honor Club. And I said, man, look, you know what? Go ahead. She about to face it for that title. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If Mercedes loses this title, don't matter. You know why? Because she could win two more and be 14 belts Monet. Okay? You see how that goes? You lose one, get two. You feel me? No, I'm sorry. But then we flash forward. Man, FTR, I ain't even gonna lie. This was good, man. They talked about a lot here with this. I liked how they told the story. First of all, Big Stoke, man. I can't even lie. Big Stoke, man. Man. Ah, I love what he was talking about, man. But what I think is interesting with these guys, man, they're really ready to go up against the Bang Bang Gang at Collision. And honestly, I'm not gonna say I want to see the Bang Bang Gang beat FTR, but I ain't gonna lie, the Bang Bang Gang, if y'all ever seen their entrance, bro, tough, tough. But I love how they are. Man, come on. Love to see the guns. Love to see the guns, man. Hey, I need everybody back. Everybody from the back. Everybody needs to be back. We got 2 out of the 4 right now. We need y'all back, especially you, Jay. Come on, Jay White. We need the sling blade. I need the sling blade back. That's who I need back, man. We need him back. If I ain't got the sling blade, I ain't got, come on, man. Get it back, man. We gotta see you back, man. But look, let's go ahead and get back into it, man. Because look, I ain't even gonna cap the drama and the situation that's going on with the Don Callis family. Look, I done told y'all this is getting insane right now. Okay, look, they're kind of teasing this. The funny thing is, okay, Okada was saying, the reason why the Bucks got over on the Don Callis family is because it was Takeshita's fault. I said, bro, come on, bro. Like, the man's not even there. Now, come on now. If you gonna sit there and blame my man Takeshita like he ain't sitting here doing work for New Japan. Like he ain't the main check. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You can't be doing that to this man. But I love what they was doing, man. Blaming this man. But it was crazy. It's like Takeshi is almost like, you called because guess I'm here. You said you said I couldn't do it. You said it was because of me. I said, man, go ahead, talk that talk. And I love what he was doing with it, man. This was good. Look, they tried to break it up. They tried to stop it because you know how it is, man. Look, Don Callis is really trying to do his best to make sure this does not fall apart. And honestly, this was just good, man. Look, they tried to say, look, no matter what, it'll be the Don Callis family on top. I said, man, this is crazy. Then we flash forward. Okay, this man, Adam Hangman Page. Okay, look, now we know the Dark Order, man. They didn't get the job done. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it a band with y'all. They ain't get the job done. Okay, but my man Adam Hangman Page came out with that chain, started going crazy. Okay, and I mean crazy to the point where he was literally about to hit a buckshot lariat on Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs. Man, security guards they tried to stop him. But I ain't gonna lie, man. That man Adam Heyman Page hit a buckshot Larry. I ain't gonna lie, my man was looking tight smooth with it, man. Like out here just whooping ass. I said, damn, okay. That's what you do. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? No. But then we flash forward, man, to this look. Jon Moxley going against Claudio Castagnoli. Look, man, look, this was crazy. This was a banger. And Claudio beating Jon Moxley. beating Jon Moxley. Crazy. Okay. Now I know what we're all thinking. When is Jon Moxley gonna get dropped from the Death Riders? So who's gonna turn on him? Not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure, and I've talked about this before in a few panels before. We all know it's not even that we all know. We suspect if anybody's gonna drop Moxley, I'll tell you right now, this woman right here, this woman looking at this man right here, because this is the finish right here. Okay, I'm telling you, Marina, she gonna be the one. She gonna be the one. I'm gonna tell you right. She gonna be the one to drop Jon Moxley. She done every time. She done watched this man tap out before multiple times. Then even after that, now you lost to the muscle in your group. You supposed to be the leader. You taking L's every time we turn around, Mox. We know they're gonna drop you soon. It's bound to happen. They did it to Bryan Danielson. They're gonna do it to you. Man, storytelling. I love it. I love it. Honestly, look, I ain't gonna lie. This was a great show. I loved every single thing about this, man. Look, I think I could talk about multiple things. For me, I think, look, let me tell you what some of my favorites. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all. Look, anything with the Bucks, and we're talking about with the Don Callis. This was hilarious to me. Everything with the Don Callis family, hitting the BTE on Kyle Fletcher. I mean, just everything. This man Don Callis being diabolical. I loved every single thing about that, man. I loved it. Every single match that we had on the Continental Classic was a banger. A banger. It was. Like, what are we saying here? Kevin Knight versus Kyle Fletcher? That's the future right there. That's the now. That is happening. Come on. We seen Okada versus Pac. Like, come on. That was crazy. We are seeing 5-star matches on a regular basis when it comes to AEW. Stories are being told. They're getting right. They're getting it right every time. You can't be mad. You really can't. One other thing though, we do have to have a update on my man Darby Allin. You know, he was supposed to be in the Continental Classic. So there was a little bit of a issue. It seems like last week at the Continental Classic, he faced Kevin Knight. In the midst of him facing Kevin Knight, when Kevin Knight did a coast to coast, it was somewhere in between. They said when he got hit, or even when his head had went back, hit the turnbuckle, somewhere around there, they said that's where it hit him. Right now, he was taken to the hospital for precautionary, measures. Although I did find out he has been released. That being said, hey, Darby, we're praying for you, man. Look, we know you're extreme. We know you give your body on the line to give us great matches. We hope you get healthy. We hope you're better. And look, man, you ain't gotta set yourself on fire every day, but we love you. Okay? We love to see you come back, man. Look, you've been giving us classics. You've been doing it. Look, the coffin drop, going crazy. You got the you got the aura of Sting. The mantle's been passed down to you. I think everything about Darby Allin, man, he's his own aura. Telling you, man, he gives a lot. He goes, that's all I'm like, look, you ain't gotta set yourself on fire for us every week, man. You don't have to do it to yourself all the time. We good with just you doing it maybe once a year or once every couple of years. But yeah, man, look, just take care of your body. We want to see you healthy, want to see you back. So, hey, Darby, we're praying for a healthy recovery from you, man. So, all prayers going up to you, man. But as always, and I tell y'all this all the time, I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all. No, I'm gonna tell you every time because it's consistency. That's the key, ain't it? As always, please make sure y'all follow all our social media, man. I tell y'all this all the time. Y'all already know what to do. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we on that. TikTok, on that as well. Hey, we appreciate all the love and support y'all been giving us. Hey, look, we're looking at about 500, almost 540 followers on TikTok. So keep liking it up and keep following us on there as well. You know, I'm always on those panels with my man Heals for Life, Chris, and my man Megatron. I'm on there with my man Polo as well. Yeah, so you know, if you guys ever, and also on Ladybugs as well. So if y'all ever see me on the panels, join up, listen what we're talking about. We always got a lot of good topics that we're talking about on there. So make sure you follow us on there. I'm always active on there, so you always hear from me. And also, make sure y'all like and subscribe. You know, anybody that's watching for the first time, hey, like it up, subscribe, throw some comments, let us know that you're watching. We're always here. We always respond anytime. You know, you send us anything, we'll send it back. But hey, we're growing. Look, we're at about 218 right now. Let's get it up to 250. All right. Look, the year ain't over. We can get the 250 before the year's over. I don't know what I would do, but look, I ain't costing that. I'm gonna keep it a band with you. I ain't costing that. I ain't gonna do nothing crazy like a mafia thon, but I might do something. Okay, so hey, look out for it, you know. But let's get it up to 250 and let's keep on growing. Okay, because you know we're gonna keep giving you that content exclusive way. Come on, man. Y'all already know what this is. Ah, man. But you know, I talked about some of the great things happening with AEW. You know, look, Adam Heyman Page, Eddie Kingston, okay, Samoa Joe, okay, all the great stuff that happened with them. You heard me talk about the great stuff that happened with the Continental Classic, seeing Okada, seeing that man Pac, seeing Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher, the greatness that's going on with the Don Callis family right now, how they doing that whole thing. All right. And of course, what was going on was Willow and Harley Cameron. You know I had to talk about that, man. Those girls are really killing it. Had to talk about the women's division. There's just so much that's going on with AEW, man. And I'm honestly, I again am in pure joy. I get happy. I get excited because honestly, every freaking time I watch this show, y'all know. Rock chills, baby. So as always, I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And honestly, I'm so glad you guys are here again, listening in, watching in for a great another edition of Nighttime. Because we are the exclusive nights, and we always ensure that we are the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. And to ensure that your nights will never be the same. Y'all be good.